It's interesting to me how, as we move forward historically, these paradigms become a little bit more complicated. So I've chosen more words, but I'm still at the beginning of my process in terms of narrowing down to the most important words in order to find a gesture. So I found some images and the beginnings of some effective phrases, but this is still in need of some work. Progressivism I know really well because I've been teaching this one for a really long time. So I know that they study how to think, not what to think. And John Dewey's idea was about learning by doing. So that one was really easy. And I know that the role of the teacher involves shaping problems around student interests. And she is or he, is a facilitator. I also know that the role of the student involves collaborating in order to make our world a better place, just in general. And the goal of education is to collaborate and solve problems. So these two really go well together because the role of the student and the goal of education are so similar. Moving on to social reconstructionism, the curriculum, and this picture is kind of hard to see, but it's a bottle of very dirty water in the middle of all these pictures that represent math and art and literature and science and drama. So it is truly interdisciplinary in nature. And so we have the traditional subjects, and they are centered around a social problem that is selected by the students. And so you don't necessarily focus on separate time for art, a separate time for drama, a separate time for social studies. It's really interwoven into a kind of thematic unit or interdisciplinary unit. The role of the teacher is an interesting one. She models democracy, and she also helps the students see new ways of thinking about the world around them. So she suggests alternate perspectives. And really, the role of the teacher is to create these things called change agents. So she changes the students' perspectives about the world around them and helps them become individuals who seek out ways to change the world, especially the world for people who are less fortunate than others, whether it's hunger or unemployment or like in the African countries, the need for fresh water. And then also here the teacher facilitates the analysis and conclusion formation during the process that they take during these interdisciplinary units. Okay, so the role of the student, they are responsible for actually selecting a problem to study, and then they are expected to analyze and propose solutions, of course, facilitated by the teacher. And the goal for social reconstructionism, I thought it has to do with change both inside and out, because a teacher who falls within this paradigm believes that students need to develop this sense of purpose and accomplishment and self-worth, but that this happens as a result of looking outward and looking around at society and figuring out what do we need to do to make society a better place for all the human beings who are part of that society. And so that's where this new social order comes in. Paulo Freire is a famous social reconstructionist because he worked with illiterate people in South America, helping them to develop their literacy in order to empower them and to sort of break out of that social role of being in the lower class.